Alright, so I've marked out the corners and where the shopping district is going to go alongside the main part of the city. Now, the main part of the city is going to be bigger because there's going to be skyscrapers. Shopping district I've only made, say, 20 blocks wide, whereas the main heart of the city is 50. The reason for that is, well, it's a shopping district. It doesn't need to be that much bigger. But now that we've got this area marked out, we can actually finally get to work on some automation, which was why we set all this up, because now we know the exact areas that the farming district is going to be in. For example, this area, think about that, shut up. This area here is going to be where farming goes. By the way, there's a witch hut over there, so that's going to be great. Thankfully, it's hidden by the mountain, so when I do decide to dig out that chunk, you know. Still, this area out here, all the way to this river here, everything over this side, this is all the farmland area of this build. Which means now that I've got it set out, I can start prepping where things are going to go. Now, I do have some plans on how I want to do it, which is why I'm currently looking at the area in question. But in general, let's see, where should I start? Yeah, so also I'll probably make this side of the shopping district just go all the way there, all the way there. Yeah, because, well, might as well have a bigger shopping district on one side, which leaves this area. Now, plan is to have some circular farms with the villagers, and the villagers are going to basically be farming the main crops, you know, like carrots and wheat. And they are going to, you know, I'm going to set it up so that basically they'll do their gardening thing. They'll then toss the carrots towards a villager who'll be living in a smaller house close by that they can get to, but they can't breed. So they'll be able to toss the food, but they won't be able to breed. Theory. And that way I can then, when that villager's food is full, I can then get the items and slowly ferret them all the way down. Now, I'm not sure if this is in the game or not, but I believe you can breed animals with a dispenser, but that might be incorrect. We'll figure that out later. If not, we'll just have to do that part manually, but yeah, the plan is to have the farms for the animals all along here. We're going to be farming wool, we're going to be farming leather, we're going to be farming chickens, and, well, we don't really need pigs, but probably have a farm for them too, and we're also going to have a farm for horses, which is why we've got 2 horses and not the 1. Though I do wish the other horse was not terrible. Like, I've searched all the horses in the area, and those 2 horses were the best ones. Still, you make do with what you got. As it stands, now that we've got the areas marked out for the main part of the city, provided I decide if I'm going to extend this or not, we will be making some industrial farms here. You know, like we're gonna have a basic melon farm and all that. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a farming villager right outside, so like in a little house outside the what's the word? Outside the industrial farm, there will be a villager that will, while we will be trading with him, the story is that basically he's managing that farm. And yeah, that's the plan there. And of course, all the little places are going to have villages of similar purposes. For example, the carrot villages will have a villager. Well, I might have a villager that sells carrots, but honestly, most of those carrots are going to be going to the cul-de-sac area because that's where the villager breeder is going to be going. Because they're going to go over and then to the communal housing area where, you know, the poorer villagers live. You know, their conditions aren't the best, but, well, I got a bed and a roof over their head, so, you know, they're doing well. They're doing well. Of course, they're not doing well yet because they don't exist, but that's the plan. So, once the villager breeder is set up over here, we will essentially take those villagers and they are going to be our workforce. We're going to use them in all of our builds basically to act as employees and workers. For example, there's going to be at least one villager over in the industrial area for, you know, industrial farms. Now, you might be wondering what the difference between the industrial area and the farming area is. The farming area is going to be mostly for farms, and the industrial area is going to be mostly for factories. For example, a concrete maker, where the reeds will be going over there, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's the general plan of what I've got planned and what I plan to do. But, as you can see, I'm currently limited in my resources, and my enchantment table is looking pretty pathetic now. Still, I've left this place open and empty because I'm probably going to need more chests than this, and I'm not really expecting to have my auto sorter ready for quite a bit of time. Still, we've made some progress. We've got a house, so, you know. Oh, that's right, I haven't shown you guys a close-up view of the hot tub. Yes, this is bad horse, this is a good horse. That's why he gets the diamond armor. Because he's not a pathetic waste. So I've just currently got kelp growing here just because I needed the water sources for these builder blocks to work. Now this is the hot tub area of the tub, and there's going to be a circle of magma blocks, and then the rest is going to be soul sand. When I get enough soul sand, that is. Currently I've just got a ground kelp, but that's another farm that I will be making. A industrial kelp farm. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it in the farming area or the industrial area, because while it is a food source, it's not really something you will normally eat. And might think that over. But yeah, this area is going to have like the communal housing. There's going to be roads, of course, and so far, honestly, I'm not too sure if I'm liking the caves and cliffs update. I mean, I searched for diamonds for several hours and I only found a couple, and I don't feel like I spent my time really well. But I did find some, and it'll probably be easier once I get the enchantment table set up and all that. And yeah, there's some graphical glitches going on. Still, we're making progress. We're making progress. And I think my next goal in this is to grab some bones. And I'm going to get some obsidian. And I'm going to start looking for a nearby village in that area. I know it's in that direction, but I don't know what's in this direction. And knowing if there's a village nearby would save a lot of nether travel. And if it's not too nearby, well, that's what the nether portal is for. With that said, my next goal, I believe, will be to start making just some small industrial farms so I can get some food source, because I am running out of bread. And this farm isn't exactly good. I mean, it works, but I have no way to harvest it except by manually. I do have a fair amount of redstone and a small amount of diamonds. So in theory, I should be able to make some sort of industrial farm for at least the ones I need right now, which are reeds, and I'll probably make it for melons because those are the two main things that I can farm at this moment in time. With that said, once those two farms are built and made, I will likely head over to the industrial district and make a auto smelter. Now, I know there's a lot of walking to be done, but I've planned for the future. For example, I'm going to have wings at one point in the future. So this distance won't be that big. It'll be like a couple seconds in example. Makes a lot of time now, but it'll save me save me demolishing in the long run. So once I have the auto smelter built up, I'll likely make a mob grinder. Just a little mob tower that's probably going to get either demolished or I'm going to move it at one point. But we'll see what happens. But at the moment I just need a place to run monsters. I did find a spider spawner, which is great. However, well, it's not the best spawner I could have found. I mean, oh, string for days, that's great. And string can be turned into wool, which is, it's good. But, yeah. So, I'm going to start writing down my plan on this wall here. Okay, pause real quick. Um, mm. Alright, so this is my master plan in no particular order. So, first up, we've got the Melon and Reed's farm, and we've got the super smelter, the small one. It's not going to be a giant smelter just yet, but it should be modular so we can add more to it. Next up will be the mob grinder so we can get all the resources. That'll also include an EXP farm and that sort of thing. Next up is villages. We're going to need to put the villages into the farms over there. Then we're going to need to get potions and the end stuff, which I tried, but I couldn't find the end city. I mean, the nether fortress. Yeah. Then we're going to move over to the villagers and set up their little raid farm so I can then farm totems of undying. And roughly when somewhere around these two steps is when I will turn off the keep inventory, because by then I should have an easier way of getting diamonds and I won't be using whatever tools I can find or have available, because I'll have a lot more resources. Then we're going to set up the animal farms as well, you know, decorating. It's like, this place isn't exactly decorated, it's just mostly functional. Then we're gonna have, this is the big one. My goal for this place is to make a fully self-sufficient city. and that means I'm gonna have to automate almost every single farm possible. Now, there's some things I'm not sure I can automate. For example, I'm not sure if there's a way to get gravel automatically, but well, we'll see what we can do. But hopefully, we can get almost all the resources. The more resources we can get automated, the better the city will be. And then the next final goal is to finish the city. That means, adding the final touches to the build, checking I've not missed any farms, that sort of thing. And then the end game, where, well, the world's done. And I will upload it and provide it to you guys because that'll be the end of the series. I mean, I'll also think of something else to do, like perhaps I will make another city somewhere in the distance. I don't know. But in the end, that's my general plan, subject to change. And it's not a full comprehensive list, but gives you an idea of how much I have to do. For example, that's gonna take me a while, that is. Yeah. That said, I think this is a good point to wrap up the episode. Yeah. So, thank you for tuning in. And again, all on that's it. Okay. All uncut episodes will be provided in the description, so if you want something to watch, well, you're gonna have it. I know I said at the start that sound might and might not be provided, but odds are I will probably add like some basic sounds and all that, like C418, or maybe chirp in the background just so you have something to listen to. That I will see you next time.